This country was very poor and didn't have any permanent rivers. It was located between the desert and the sea. People in this area lived in small villages and mostly farmed and fished. 1966 changed everything. The country became a global hub for business, finance, and tourism with advanced technology and impressive projects. We're discussing the UAE. How did they become global leaders in 50 years? Oil is part of the reason, but not the whole story. Learn about how petrodollars were spent, Burj Khalifa's earnings, and its payoff time in this video. How can a desert have fresh water, salmon, and a ski slope? UAE mystery. Watch this video to learn how small states became an economic giant. Please subscribe and like the channel. Oil and independence helped UAE develop a lot. After oil prices increased in the mid-1970s, the country received a lot of money from oil sales. Imagine a poor man becoming very rich. He will probably buy things first. He will save and grow his capital only after fulfilling his dreams. The Emirates had the same thing happen. In the 1970s, after UAE was liberated, they spent a lot, according to economic consultant Hamid Hassan Albar. Emiratis preferred expensive and exotic things. History shows that large state revenues have often been misused for national development. Dubai's first emir, Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum, knew that the country could become poor when the oil runs out. He said his family used to ride camels, but now they drive fancy cars like Mercedes and Land Rovers. His grandson will also drive a Land Rover. My great-grandson will ride a camel. Oil reserves are limited. We need to diversify the economy and rely less on selling oil. What else did they do? Stay till the end for amazing facts. To bring in experts and visitors, we needed transportation centers. It made sense to build an airport and seaport due to the country's location. This is what the first emir started with. Airport construction started in the late 1950s. Dubai Airport grew and improved over time. It was renovated in 2008 for $4.5 billion. Today, it's a big aviation hub with over 90 million passengers every year. Heathrow Airport in London has about 62 million passengers. Foreign is good, but in a desert, it's just a stopover. How to attract investors in these conditions? Money and oil won't work. In 1985, oil cost $30 per barrel. In 1986, it dropped to $10. Not all countries collapsed in 1985. Jebel Ali Free Economic Zone, JAFZA, is located just 7 minutes from the international airport and near the world's largest port that receives 15 million containers every year. Investors had a lot of freedom by law. Foreigners opening businesses in the UAE need local partners. NAFZA abolished this rule. No duties, no income tax, 50-year exemption from corporate taxes, and no limits on hiring foreign workers. Investors and businessmen came to JAFZA in great numbers, and Dubai became a big construction site. Buildings were being constructed, including offices, hotels, and skyscrapers. Over 7,000 foreign companies registered in JAFZA in 30 years, including 100 of the world's top 500. Some of them are Coca-Cola, General Electric, Nestle, and Procter & Gamble. Dubai has 20-plus free trade zones today. In 1985, something important happened. But JAFZA's opening caused more excitement. Dubai's royal family helped start Emirates Airlines. The company is now the 4th largest in the world for moving people and goods, and it took less than 30 years to get there. The company promotes itself through sports, especially football. They give money to clubs and stadiums, spending more than $200 million each year. Emirates spends $2.5 million annually on American TV ads. Tourism in foreign countries is a profitable industry. Getting tourists to come to the desert is hard, but it can be done with money and determination. Create attractions if there aren't enough. If you watched world news in the 2000s, you likely remember the UAE being a frequent topic. Burj Khalifa, the tallest skyscraper in the world, was opened on January 4, 2010. It's a tall building with hotels, restaurants, apartments, and offices. It's 828 meters high. The super skyscraper cost $1.5 billion to build. Experts doubted the investment would pay off. Now, doubting seems funny. The building makes money from renting and tourism. In 2021, despite tourism challenges, 16.73 million tourists visited Burj Khalifa. Tourist tickets earned $621 million at a price of $37.16. The building is profitable. To attract, amaze. Everything must be the best on Earth. Building an artificial archipelago was a big project. In 4 years, 200 man-made islands were built in the shape of the world map. The project cost $2 billion. In 2006, someone gave an island to Michael Schumacher. By 2008, 70% of the buildings on the islands have been sold. Ferrari World, the biggest theme park, opened on Yas Island on November 4, 2010. It has the world's fastest roller coaster and covers 86,000 square meters. The park gets 1 million visitors every year. A huge indoor ski resort opened in November 2005. It's 22,500 square meters. Ski Dubai is a big ski resort with snow activities like sledding, snowboarding, skiing, equipment rental, and penguin encounters. The indoor complex is as tall as a 25-story building and is very cold, with temperatures between -1 and -6 degrees Celsius. The resort has 70 centimeters of snow. The resort can hold up to 1,500 people. Ski Dubai has 5 slopes with different levels of difficulty and lifts to take you to the top. Celebrities and rich people love to visit luxurious hotels, invest in real estate, and ski indoors in this fast-growing market. Emirates is now a popular and prestigious destination for both leisure and work. Let's explain the UAE's government structure. It's a group of 7 emirates. Each emirate used to be independent and equal politically. In the past, Abu Dhabi and Dubai had political power from 5 emirates. One ruler is the UAE's president and the other is the prime minister. Abu Dhabi owns 85% of the country. When talking about the UAE's progress, we mainly mean Abu Dhabi and Dubai. UAE succeeded in creating agriculture in the desert and managing fresh water. Big building projects need many workers. The government thought about the fast-growing population and how it could cause a lack of fresh water in the desert. No rivers or aquifers in UAE. 90% of the water underground in the Emirates is brackish. Locals use wells and irrigation systems. Dams in dry riverbeds store rainwater. Channels are dug to bring the water to areas for drinking and farming. In a dry country with high water usage, dams alone won't be enough. Nearby ocean water can be desalinated. UAE built the first Persian Gulf desalination plant in 1977. It produced 20,020 gallons per day. Here are more impressive numbers. 9 million people live in the UAE, and they use 39 times more water than what's available. People use 39 times more water than nature gives. About 90% of the water is obtained through desalination. The UAE has 33% of the world's desalination capacity. Water needs to be desalinated and stored to prevent emergencies. Abu Dhabi made the world's biggest man-made lake in 2018. It's under the Liwa Desert and is 80 meters deep. The project has 315 wells that carry 7 million gallons of water per day from Chewy Hot Desalination Station. The reservoir was filled in 27 months. The facility cost $435 million, and now the Emirates have 26 million cubic meters of fresh water. Desalination has helped provide more drinking water to big cities that are growing quickly. Now there is enough desalinated water to support agriculture in the desert. Let's talk about dates in agriculture. The UAE, like other Arab countries, developed and survived thanks to the date palm tree. Scientists say cultivation started 6,000 years ago. Date palms were planted outside of oases in the 1970s and given water through drip irrigation. The UAE exports this tasty and healthy food. There are over 40 million date palms in the country. Exports are growing impressively. Exports were worth $48.1 million in 2010 and $235 million in 2020. Making money by exporting crops in a desert is impressive. There are new developments in other areas of agriculture, and we'll mention two of them. UAE farmers breed salmon and grow rice. Dubai produced its first batch of locally raised salmon in 2019. Salmon can't survive in UAE's water. New technologies made this project possible. Experts reduced water usage by almost 50%. Farmers can reuse 98% of water from fish reservoirs with modern purification systems. Farmers had successful rice cultivation in June 2020. 763 kilograms of rice per 1,000 scum was yielded. The yield is lower than China's, but the climate is better. The Emirates is a regional leader in many areas today. The country is building a big infrastructure and growing its economy. When the UAE runs out of oil, it won't be a big problem. In 2020, oil revenues in the UAE made up 29% of total revenues, and in Dubai they were only 6%. May Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum's soul rest in peace. His grandson will ride a Land Rover too. Maybe it'll be a local electric or flying car. Emirates surprises us. See you again, bye-bye.